Hey everybody, Brian here, and I just wanted to hop on for a minute. Don't know why, but I was having a conversation this morning at a chamber event, and somebody asked me how to do some stuff. So thought rather than keep it a secret, I'd share with you too. And it's not really a secret, honestly. It's something that a lot of people know, use, trust. I've been using it for a while, but a lot of small businesses don't know it because everybody's stuck on ChatGPT or Claude or something like that, whatever their favorite platform. But when it comes to keeping notes and building things, I turn people on to NotebookLM, and then of course you can use NotebookLM outputs in ChatGPT and things like that. But hey, before I get started, while they are not a sponsor, I just want to thank my friends over at Font Awesome for the shirt. If you don't know Font Awesome, you actually probably do. It's in WordPress. It's the fonts, the little emojis and things in WordPress. So that's how I first discovered Font Awesome, and then ran into one of the owners at a volleyball tournament. And one day got a bunch of swag. So happened to have a Font Awesome shirt on, wanted to say thanks. Anyway, let me share a screen and just go over a little bit of NotebookLM with you, so you can go in and play with it as well. Here are all of these notebooks that I've built out over time, and some of them only have one source, various things like that. But I built them out just to be able to make notes. So if you have a bunch of stuff that you want to compile, this is where you want to go. Just go to NotebookLM, notebooklm.google.com. This is one of Google's many new tools. Of course, again, NotebookLM is not new, but they do have some new features. So pulled over some documents, dropped them in here, but you can go and get whatever documents you want. And that's the cool thing with this is you've got all these different things, and you can go online, you can search for more. Like if we grabbed this PDF, I wanted to import it. We can import all these different things. Holy cannoli, got a whole bunch of stuff coming in. But importing this, now I've got more information that I can add to this notebook. So while that's doing that, let's say, let's take a look over here. You got all these different ways that you can use your notes, and I'm going to drop into a couple of them. Some I know you've seen, whether you know it or not. You've heard the audio overviews, and it's basically a couple of people that, it makes it sound like there's a podcast going on. And how I know you've heard it, they're the same voices for everybody. But now you can go deep dive, you can do a brief, you can do a critique, or you can have them debate. And you would just say, let's see, one of my things here. Debate whether, we'll just build one of these, whether AI will have a real impact on small businesses. And I will do a debate, and I will make it short so we can actually see it before I'm done, and just hit generate. And now it's over here generating an audio. Now it's grabbing from all of this content. We'll delete these just so they're out of the way. Delete. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about it because it's going to just too much time for you and for me. Another thing I can do, drag some of this here and see what there is. I can do a video overview. And this is kind of cool because at one time we only had one option, but now we've got different styles that we can do this in. Let's do a papercraft one. And focus on how AI will positively impact small businesses. I'd like to be able to just give a voice recording, or prompt, but it's not allowing me to do that. This here is a summary of all of this over here. It's kind of, hey, these sources are a comprehensive look at how artificial intelligence and machine learning are transforming the internet. Cool. So I can save this as a note. If I click that, now this is over here. There's that note right here. I can make an audio overview of this, whatever. There are some other questions. So you can ask questions here about basically all of this stuff. So if you wanted to do a little bit more of your own deep research, you could do that as well. One thing I do like to do is mind map with this. So say, let's think if you were doing a some kind of an article, and you wanted to figure out, or not an article, but a blog series. You've got your content calendar built out, and you need to do a blog series, and you don't know what to talk about or the order that topics should be put together. So we can do a mind map. You can click here, or you can click up here. Either way, we'll hit a mind map, and now we're going to generate a mind map. So we'll let that go for a couple of seconds. Another thing you might want to do is just kind of get summarized reports on this. So if I click on report, it's got a few that are already in here. Create your own, so you can make your own report. A briefing doc, which those are pretty good. You click on here, you can give it a little bit of instruction on what you want, but I'm just going to hit generate. If I did another, because you can do multiples, we can do this as a blog post, as a study guide. And then these are some suggested ones. We've got strategic plan, risk, informational article. Let's do that. Or a career guide. And those were generated based on the topic. So, they're different every single time. So if I click on that, all of this stuff's working over here. Well, while that's doing this, let's go ahead and make some flashcards as well. So say you're studying and you've got a student in your house and they're studying for an upcoming test, or say you've got a compliance test coming up, something like that. You can upload all of your content, PDFs, Word docs, tech docs, videos, all of these different things. And now you can actually build out a flashcard series, and we could give it specifics if we wanted. I'm not going to worry about that because this is all on the fly, so I'm just going to hit generate. Talking about getting content real quick, if we come up here on the left-hand side in your sources and click on add sources, this is where you would add stuff. So you can click here, it'll open up your folder, obviously dump from the folder over here. If you wanted to get your Google Drive or a website, YouTube, you just click on here, you bring and you drop the URL of whatever platform you're grabbing from right here, your blog posts, whatnot. Keep going. You can paste if you were on a website and you copied some text, you can drop the text in here just as well. And that will, be added to your source files. And then that's where all of this stuff over here comes from. So we got some things generated, but in the meantime, let's make a quiz. So I'm going to have everything generating, and that way we can take a look at them all when they're done. So again, I'm not going to worry about this as far as the topics, but you can actually make it focus on a specific topic or a specific thing. And let's do one thing. Let's X out of here, and let's uncheck all of those boxes and just check these 5. Now the only information that's going to be used on this quiz is coming from those 5 documents instead of this entire list, which was what was checked before. Now let's stay with these 5 and let's go and do an infographic. You always see images and images get a lot of interaction between site visitors or Facebook users, LinkedIn followers, whatever. So you can click on here. We can change things around a little bit. You can make the level of detail concise, standard, or concise, standard, or detailed. You can do landscape, portrait, square, depending on the platform that you're posting to. And we could give it a style guide. Drop your colors in here if you need to, or whatever font you wanted to use. You can highlight things. So, but I'm just going to hit generate, let this do its thing. And then the last little bit, you can make a slide deck. And the slide decks that come from NotebookLM are great. So you can click on there and you can do detailed deck or presenter deck. The only thing I don't like about the slide decks from NotebookLM is that they render in a PDF format instead of a PowerPoint or something that you can do some editing to easily. It's not as easy to do with a PDF unless you've got some type of a pro PDF tool. So just hit generate. Not being all that creative with how I want to script these out today, but that's okay. So let's look at this. We've got the note. This is the note from over here. So we'll close that out. We've got the mind map. And here's the mind map, AI in business, advantages, applications, and challenges. And it came up with 4 subtopics. We open one up and it's got 4 subtopics. And it's got 5. So now all of a sudden you have content and subheadings for an article if you were to post something on your website or a LinkedIn article, something like that. So you could have AI in business, benefits and values, the ROI, and then have something about operational efficiency, cost reduction, and then have all these headings. Or you could open up more and say, what are the benefits and value propositions of AI for small businesses? And now you've got this subheading and all of their subheadings. And now you've got this one and all of theirs. So it's a great way to get all of that content organized that you didn't even know existed. It comes up with ideas. Now, obviously, you don't have to use them all. You can change them, do whatever. But this all just happened from all of the content, all of the sources that I have over on the left-hand side. So makes it really nice to get a mind map and be able to write content, create content from that. Going back down, we can move up. So here's a briefing doc, the strategic integration of artificial intelligence in business. Gives you your executive summary. Here are a few paragraphs. Business cases. Gives you, this table here. So it breaks it down really nice. Now you've got some concise information based on all of these because they weren't unchecked. And this gives you a really, really nice report. Now you can copy this, drop it into a Word document, do whatever. You can change things up, make it in your wording, however you want to do. You can even add it as a source if you wanted to. So if I clicked on this, I could add it as a source for however I wanted to do that. So cool. Let's do this one.
Welcome to the debate. Artificial intelligence, AI. It's rapidly moved from just a novelty to a really critical business cornerstone. It's fundamentally reshaping how companies operate and, well, how they compete.
Exactly. And today we're focusing on the backbone of the economy, the small and medium enterprise sector, or SMEs.
Right, so the central question is this. Does the current democratization of AI make it a competitive necessity for these small businesses? Or are the hidden costs and regulatory complexities, are they simply too prohibitive for the average firm?
So now you can have...
I'm going to argue that
AI
provides immediate, measurable...
And if you had a long drive or long commute, whatever, you could turn this into a podcast and actually listen to your podcast as you're driving down the road. So it's a great way to get information from all of your sources. let's see, where's another one here? Let's go back and look at, so that was, let's go to the flashcards. What is the primary function of AI in enhancing business efficiency and cost? And here's the answer. AI automates repetitive tasks, optimizes processes, minimizes human error, which reduces operational cost. And I could have it explain it if I wanted to. Now it's going to explain over here in the middle. In the meantime, I can go to another. According to the University of San Diego, global AI market is projected to grow from $621.19 billion in 2024 to what amount in 2032? Whoops. So it's expected to grow $2.74 trillion by 2032. You know what that means? That means you really ought to be using AI if you want to be competitive. So you can do your flashcards. You can do a quiz. You can do another. Let's see. This is another. I was looking for the video. The video I think is still generating. Yeah, the video is still generating. Slide deck still generating. We'll open this quiz real fast. According to the sources, what is the trust paradox that SMEs must navigate when using AI for marketing? And it gives you the right and the wrong answers, whatever. Next. What significant trend regarding workforce size was reported by a large majority of small businesses that have adopted AI? So, you can do your quiz. Here's our infographic. So this created that infographic in just a couple of minutes. It actually gives some pretty good information. AI adoption barriers, challenges, and the opportunities. So you go from here to here to here, and there's a pathway up to here. So you'll start seeing more and more of these, I think. I believe you will see a lot more infographics. What else do we have? Just waiting for these videos to kick and the slide deck. So NotebookLM, like I said, it's a great tool for small business owners to use for whatever. You can do things for onboarding your clients. You can do onboarding of employees based on your SOPs, your reports, whatever, white papers, things like that. You can upload all of this and to be able to actually quiz people based on that information that you uploaded in here as well. So makes for a nice tool. Wait for a couple more minutes. If these don't generate, we'll call it a day because we're already at 18 and a half minutes. And really, I just wanted to pop on here and say hi. And just share this really fast because it's a cool tool. The workshop I did last week, I shared some of this, and then people were blown away because this is a real easy one to blow people away with. But then they started thinking about all the other things that they can use this with. So you can take all of these reports and drop them into ChatGPT and now use ChatGPT to do whatever you wanted to do with them. So lots of different use cases for these tools. Should be almost done. Let's see if I can refresh this thing, if it makes it go faster. Who knows? Nope, no faster. Thought I'd give it a try. Well, tell you what I'm going to do is I am going to upload the slide deck. I'll share the links so you can see what these come up like, just to not take up more time. I mean, we're at 20 minutes, pretty close. So you can see, I'll share the slide deck. I'll share the video based on the content, and heck, I might even just post those so you'll be able to find them. Anyway, thanks for joining me. I appreciate you. Have a great rest of your day. This is a little bit about Notebook LM and just playing with some of the tools today.